The Shrinking Season 2 soundtrack contains a wide range of songs that tie into the themes and plot twists of the Apple TV Plus comedy series. Shrinking Season 2 story sees therapist Jimmy Laird, Jason Segel, continuing an unorthodox approach to how he helps his patients while also continuing to grieve the death of his wife, Tia Leland Bowden. Jimmy's approach is challenged by his mentor, Dr. Paul Rhodes, Harrison Ford, who insists on establishing boundaries between therapists and their patients. After the Shrinking Season 1 ending, which saw Jimmy's patient, Grace, Heidi Gardner, push her emotionally abusive boyfriend off a cliff, both she and Jimmy must grapple with the fallout of her actions. Meanwhile, Jimmy and Paul's colleague, Gabby, Jessica Williams, has to balance being a therapist alongside her new teaching job, along with deciding what to do about her relationship with Jimmy. The songs in each of Shrinking's episodes elevate the various storylines and challenges that the characters face in Season 2 of Shrinking Season 1, Episode 1 songs. Jimmy, Born Under a Sun by Albert King, Shrinking Season 2, Episode 1's first song can be heard when Paul and his girlfriend, Dr. Julie Barham, Wendy Malick, are seen dancing to it. They are interrupted by Gabby, who picks up Paul every morning to drive him to work. She is ecstatic to see the private and gruff Paul enjoying an intimate dance with his girlfriend, leading Gabby to take pictures of the dance so she can forever immortalize this memory. Your Love by the Outfield, Your Love can briefly be heard when Gabby is driving Paul to work. As she asks him increasingly personal questions about his relationship with Julie, including whether they are going to get married, Paul tries to distract from the conversation by turning on the radio and singing along to Your Love. While Gabby usually enjoys singing along with Paul during their morning car rides, she quickly turns the radio off this time, as she is more interested in discussing his relationship with Julie. Hollow Heart by C. James. Toward the end of the episode, the song Hollow Heart plays when Paul goes to Julie's house and admits that he loves her, a difficult thing to admit for a man who usually does not allow himself to be emotionally vulnerable around others, even around his loved ones. The song continues when Jimmy comes home and discusses with Sean, Luke Tenney, how Paul will be his therapist now, with Paul helping Jimmy realize that this is what is best for Sean. Looking Too Closely by Fink, the final song that plays into the credits of Shrinking Season 2's first episode is Looking Too Closely. The song begins as Sean begins his first session with Paul, which is a significant, but important change in his therapy. The music continues as Jimmy walks into the waiting room and is both shocked and angered to see Louis, Brett Goldstein, who was the drunk driver involved in the accident that killed Tia. Shrinking Season 2, Episode 2 songs. I Love Pain. Never Been Better by Ben Abraham. Never Been Better begins to play when Jimmy throws his car keys toward his daughter, Alice, Lukita Maxwell, and films it so he can turn the moment into a sentimental father-daughter video. The song continues to be heard when Paul goes to meet a former patient, Raymond, Neil Flynn, at a bar, a surprising and momentous sign of Paul blurring some of the boundaries he insists on maintaining between his personal and professional lives. Never Been Better continues to reflect the character's attitudes as Sean returns home in a good mood after working through his feelings with Paul. Cope by aka Lisa. Cope helps reveal where Alice took the car and that she is struggling more with news of Louis' visit than she let on to Jimmy. Alice sits on top of her father's car after parking it outside of Louis' house. She peers into the window at the man involved in the death of her mother, a man she holds responsible for the devastating loss she has endured, and whose presence now troubles her, a potentially significant moment of foreshadowing for the rest of Shrinking Season 2. Shrinking Season 2, Episode 3 songs. Psychological Somethingism. Seasons by B.B. Rexha and Dolly Parton. Seasons plays on the radio in Jimmy's car when Alice drops off her best friend, Summer, Rachel Stubington, at home. Alice's mind is elsewhere as she dwells on a memory shown via flashback of her mother dropping her off at soccer practice and proudly yelling about how much she loves her daughter. The song revolves around struggling with change and the passing of time, both of which Alice is struggling with in the aftermath of her mother's death. These challenges are further heightened as she tries to figure out what she is going to do about Louis. Letting Go by Angie McMahon. Shrinking's cast of characters let go of the things holding them back, beginning with Grace realizing she can forgive herself as she and her sister drive away in a moving van. Paul attends an appointment with his new neurologist alongside Julie, allowing himself to be vulnerable around his girlfriend. Jimmy then goes over to Brian's, Michael Urie, for dinner, and they start a new weekly tradition as they let go of the resentment that led to their fight earlier in the Shrinking episode. The song also plays as Alice lets go for the wrong reasons and kisses Connor, Gavin Lewis. Shrinking Season 2, Episode 4 songs. Made You Look. Bad Decisions by The Strokes. Bad Decisions plays from the moment that Shrinking Season 2, Episode 4, Made You Look begins. It is a fitting song choice, as the first scene shows Alice and Connor waking after making the bad decision to have sex together the night before. Sleeping with her best friend's boyfriend, who Summer described as the best thing in her life right now, is the ultimate bad decision that Alice could have made. The song appropriately resumes as Alice tries to quietly leave Connor's house, which involves her falling off the balcony and into her backyard. Age of Anxiety I by Arcade Fire. Age of Anxiety I begins to be heard as Paul tells his daughter, Meg, Lily Rabe, that after years of being a therapist, he has a sense of when bad things are about to happen. As he continues to explain this, Gabby ignores a call from her sister, Courtney Taylor. It is later revealed that Courtney was calling about their mother being in a car accident. The song also includes shots of Louis looking sad and conflicted while he holds the wallet that Alice accidentally left behind at the coffee shop. Give Us the Precious, Lord of the Rings Trap, by Two Padre Dollar. When Damon Wayans Jr.'s Shrinking Season 2 character, Derek, came over to Gabby's house for a morning date, she told him that she had this remix queued up to play and that it would last 30 minutes long. Gabby did not get much of a chance to listen to it due to her sister, Courtney, calling and Gabby finding out their mother was in the hospital. She enjoyed the music temporarily before heading out, leaving Derek to both enjoy and question who created this strange remix as he helped finish a few household matters for Gabby.